And we're back with another NBA Observations. We're live right here on the Lakers Fast Break. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and give that thumbs up to us, and make sure if you can as well, if you can hype it up, because YouTube has got always ways to try and enhance their videos that they have on their platform. And it's one of those videos. We truly appreciate any support that you could give us. But here today to discuss LeBron James, because I also got told him about a comment that I got as far as about what they thought of his video on his Lakers corner. But I also got another comment from JY the other day on this channel asking or stating that, well, I guess there's no more LeBron videos that need to be done, right? Well, I don't ever say that we can or can't do something, because we will go ahead and do it just to prove you wrong. So with that said, he is the man behind Lakers Corner. Go ahead and check it out today, Lakers Corner, wherever you get your social media. It is, of course, John Costa. John, glad to have you here discussing LeBron James. Basically, two questions for today. Your thoughts on the LeBron James departure. You were very adamant on Lakers Corner with your short that has gotten a lot of traction out there. And then we'll go into the second part of our conversation today. And thank you again for everyone in the chat for being here. Wanted to go ahead and also mention Joe Soro is not coming on today because he's hanging out with Vari, who is all the way over from Australia.
Real?
Yeah, he's invaded the United States. They are together. They are probably going to be arrested at some point in time later today, my guess.
I need to see a picture. That's crazy.
Okay, I'll have to see if it's on the WhatsApp chat. So
it's on. Let me see this. I can't believe this.
Yes, Jeremy.
Big shout out to Joe.
What's going on, Jeremy? What's going on?
Jeremy.
There you go. Absolutely great to have you here. What's going on as well? Game Boy Goat. What's going on? Great to have you here as well. Looking forward to it. Yes, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. And again, yes, if you look on the WhatsApp chat,
is in the States, Gerald. That's crazy. Yes, I can't believe it. How long was that flight? I got to ask Vari how long that flight was. I think it was
14 hours is what I think he remember mentioning. But with that said, LeBron James is now in Philadelphia, and you were very adamantly upset whether or not people say it was legitimate or not. I thought it was. I thought it came from the heart. I spoke to you off camera, and you said it was from the heart in regards to the fact that he made a 2-year, $8 million deal. Could have gone for more money somewhere else. Like, for instance, Draymond Green gave up $27.7 million, walked away from it, said, you figure out if you can get LeBron. He could have gotten, a mid-level there. He could have got mid-level from other teams, which is $14-15 million, but still decided to take substantially less than that to play in Philadelphia. I think your question was, why couldn't he have done that last year in LA?
That's my honest question. And you know what's crazy, Gerald? Like, that video got a lot of heat, and a lot of people were like, oh, well, we don't want him. I'm like, that's not the point. I'm not saying whether we want him or not. I'm saying, yo, you were taxing us $50 million a year, and now you went to Philadelphia and you're taxing them $4 a year. And this whole time you were asking for a good roster around you. Now I understand Rob Pelinka isn't the best, right? He's not the best with his GM abilities, right? But what I will say is that the more money you have to spend, the less of a talent you have to have as a GM. And Bron wasn't really giving that up. And again, my problem with Bron as well too is this even starts to go back to after the 2020 team, because it's like, okay, at this point you playing for legacy, you playing for what's next, right? Like you playing because you want to cement yourself as one of the greatest, because you playing up until you're 40, 35, 36, won a championship at 35. So at that point, I'm like, you make more money off the court. You might as well just take a pay cut to then allow more players, to be able to sign more players, have a better roster, have a deeper roster, have a deeper bench, and then be able to go win more championships and continue to cement yourself in this greatness run that you're trying to cement yourself in. Because again, especially with Brian, he makes more money off the court than he does on the court. That's my thing. What's up, ref?
This. What's up again? What's up, Ruff? Great to have you here. What's up, Mark? What's up, Jeremy? What's up, everyone?
What's
Great to have you here. It's NBA observations. Just on a
poppin'?
few minutes talking about what's going on with LeBron James and now that he's left, and his departure. Hard feelings a little bit between him and the Lakers, but again, I'm glad it's done. It was time for them both to depart. It was a deterioration of a relationship that looked like it was already on its way out, so it's fine. But again, it's irked you, John, that the fact that again he's made financial sacrifices with a team that he feels he enjoys being a part of, which tells you all that you know, all you want to know about how he felt about being a part of the Lakers last season.
Right? And and you know what's the other crazy thing that I said on my video, Gerald, is I said like, if you would have went to Cleveland, all right, you know what? I get it. You want to go home, you want to retire, you want to finish up where you started. Brother, we're going to Philadelphia. I'm a Braun guy. I like Braun. Y'all know how I feel about him.
You
I know
chose
he
him
not
over in your GOAT debate. You and Joe went at it, and you were on the side of LeBron.
right, and that's purely off what we've seen in totality, right, of career stats, and eras, everything. That's a whole nother situation. But to me, it's like I know you not from Philly. You got no real ties to Philly, so giving them a pay cut when that's what we wanted, that's what we could have benefited from. That's the only reason why, as a Lakers fan, I feel hurt by it. But again, you know what's crazy, Gerald? That video got a lot of hate, right? And I mean, it got a lot of hate, got a lot of love, it got a lot of people who agreed, a lot of people disagreed. I mean, it's like I told you off stream. I won't say the A word, but opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got one, Gerald. Everybody got one. So again, I say that to say I knew people were going to feel some type of way about it. And the crazy thing is, Gerald, most people don't even take the time to understand that I'm really a Braun guy. I like Braun. I think is an amazing player, but I think that I'm also fair, and I think that at times he needs to be criticized. At times he needs to be praised, but at times he needs to be criticized. And as a Lakers, but I'm a Lakers fan first before I'm a Braun guy. So to go so I'm always going to back up my Lakers. So to go from taking 50 million from us to giving 4 to Philly, and you're not even from Philly, you just doing this off trying to win a championship. And I'll tell you what, I don't even think that team's going to win a championship this year, nor next year, because until I can see a healthy Joel Embiid for an entire playoff run, not just an entire season. All right, that might be a little bit too much to ask from anybody of these days, but an entire playoff run, a healthy Joel Embiid, because he 9 times out of 10 he either not playing because he hurt or playing through injuries. One of his best playoffs, I can remember his best playoff run, he had a broken face. Had to play with a broken face. Can you believe that? And
well, the Bell's palsy, that's a stroke for all intents and purposes, just to let you know. The Bell's palsy.
Not healthy, Gerald.
No.
Not healthy, right? That's my point. So my point is that's not healthy. So I say that to say, this team isn't going to win anything without a Joel Embiid out there to anchor that. Now I do think that during the regular season, Braun will be able to help Joel Embiid play less games, have a little bit less of a workload, hoping that he could be healthy. But yeah, Ruff said they already trying to trade Embiid. Swung at ball 4. Costa will renounce. No, brother, I could never do that, brother. I can never renounce my Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan before anything. I was a Lakers fan before Braun, and I'm gonna be a Lakers fan after Braun. And if you don't believe me, you can just go on my YouTube page. All the proof is right there. But yeah, that's the frustrating feel how I feel about it. But I want to interact with the chat unless you have some questions, Gerald. I mean, like, what's up with the chat?
Ask that. I'll ask my question for you in a second. That's the major part of what we're going to do for the rest of our time. But go ahead, my friend, as far as you interacting with the chat.
Oh, what's going on? Well, I want to know how they feel about it. Like, how do y'all feel about it? Because he said, "All right, I thought we were going to lose Costa." Like, oh, geez, that's a rough comment. No, you are not going to lose it, brother. I'm here. So make sure you subscribe to Lakers Corner, your 3-minute game recaps, and your post game shows here with the greatest Lakers content at the Lakers fast break. My guy Gerald. Um, Still waiting for my dad to call. All right, brother. If that is real, I apologize, but
But we'll
and
be
you're all
here
good.
next season. And the thing is, John, we'll be here next season. We'll still be here analyzing the games, talking about what's going on with the NBA and all that, but mainly, of course, the Lakers. Uh,
Joe,
Joe, you should be
Joe,
entertaining. You should be entertaining Vari. Go entertain Vari.
Joe.
Go
Hey,
entertain Vari.
I can't believe Vari. I didn't know that Vari came out here, Joe. I just checked the group chat and I seen that Vari's out here. I hope y'all have the great time. I don't know how long he's about to be out there, but I'm gonna go out visit my brother the weekend of the 16th. So not this weekend and not next, but the next.
I think Vari will be gone by then.
Ah, shit. But big shout out to Vari. I can't believe he did that. I
Well,
can't believe he
actually,
did that flight.
because again, they hung out together, they're meeting together, but the rumor is now that actually Vari is getting on a plane and leaving the United States immediately after seeing Joe for just a few minutes. But
Vari is
you didn't
sleeping.
hear it from me.
No, how long is he out there for, Joe?
I don't know. Again, Joe, let us know how long. Vari is sleeping. Oh, because of the time change and whatnot. So, with that said, though, John, getting back to the show,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask your thoughts on this because again, LeBron is gone to Philadelphia, but however much he gets criticized, and a lot of it has been on this show as far as criticizing is concerned, he does or has taken up as far as a certain amount of points, rebounds, assists, playmaking, et cetera. When he had his best run with the Lakers this past season, when Luca and AR were out, he stepped it up. And for that first round against the Houston Rockets, was the best player for the Lakers. He was the best player on both teams for both teams, as far as it's concerned in that playoff series. I don't think anybody can really argue with that. But with that said, he has now gone. It is a 41-year-old player that's now gone, but he did provide a lot of things on this team. Seeing how this team has the current makeup of what it is, barring any Jonathan Kaminga or Cam Johnson or whatever new name pops up on any rumors next week or the week after or whatnot. Let's just base it off of the roster that it is now. Who do you think has to step up in place of that? Because Luca, I don't know how much more you can ask from a guy for that's already scoring 35 points a game. Where do you get that supplement as far as someone that did or brought to the table what LeBron brought? Whether you hate him or love him, he brought a certain number of stats with him on a daily basis or a game by game basis. Where does that, as far as where does the slack get picked up on this Lakers team going forward? What's
And
up,
Joe,
Serge?
what's up, Sarge? How you doing, brother? Joe, I'm glad you're gonna go to Dodger Stadium. That's what's up, brother. Hope you have fun. But Gerald, to answer the question, so one thing that I pride myself on is being real, right? I'm always real. Like I said earlier, when Braun deserves credit, I give him credit. When he deserves critic, I give him critic. I'm not just like always LeBron's own never wrong, and I'm not like LeBron's always right. So I'm very fair about it. And one thing I've always known, in to your point of the original video that we talked about, the video that went viral, that everybody's saying like, oh, we didn't want Braun, maybe not for 50 million, but for $4 million a year and what he was bringing. Oh, I'm for sure taking LeBron James in what he was bringing, because like I said, there was an entire playoff series where he was the best player on the court, where he was dictating the offense, where he was scoring, where he was playmaking, where he was getting the job done when others couldn't, whether it be of showing up and the pressure or injury or whatever the case may be. So LeBron James, however you want to feel about him, at $4 million a year, I would have absolutely loved and kept him on this team, and I could care less about how anybody feels about him, whether you hate or love him. Let's just be real. Gerald, let me, before I go on too much of a tangent, we can all agree with that, correct?
What's that?
The fact that you would have took LeBron James for $4 million a year.
I said it was time to move on, John. And I
Wow,
mean that at any
really?
price. Yeah, it's just time to move on.
There you
I'm
go.
one of those that just said, you know what, it's a bad situation, and that it got worse and deteriorated in the relationship between him and the team. I just think it was time for both to move on, just to clear the air.
I don't know. I mean, might have been a real front office issue, which I don't doubt.
He had the
We
best
know,
season ever for a guy that's playing in the league at 40 years of age plus. No, there's no
and he'll
question
continue
about it.
to, and he'll continue to just continue to do that every single year. At this point, he's just making records unreachable. But my thing is, yes, there's a good chance that our front office just absolutely screwed this, just screwed this over. Hold on, let me respond to this person.
But this is just like, again, with him and the front office, with Clutch in the front office, with however you want to say it, as far as LeBron and the front office, it's just a situation where it hasn't happened just over a course of days or weeks,
It's
John.
been
This is
happening over the
something,
course of years.
yeah,
But
and it's just a relationship that needed to end, and both sides need to move on. It's like a bad relationship, it's toxic, John, and you and your girl, you're still together, and it's just at some point in time, it's just best for both your lives
hey,
to move
I
on.
feel you, but if we're gonna talk about a girl, I mean that. What if your girl say, you know what, we'll just be friends, and you can
Friends
still
with
have other
benefits.
ones, and you can still have other. I mean, not saying that that's great, but I'm just saying for if we're gonna try to make that comparison of the situation for $4 million a year. I personally would have taken LeBron because, like I said, he brought value to the team. Yes, he brought the drama, I think, at times or whatnot, and maybe our front office butchered that relationship. But for $4 million a year, I'm taking that. I'm going to be honest because, like, he was literally the best player that got us through an entire playoff
And
series.
but a new blue, and again, welcome for being here. But if you really think that LeBron is the missing piece between the Lakers and the championship, that yeah, adding
Oh,
or
it's a little
keeping
bit
LeBron,
more.
yeah, keeping LeBron on this team is the difference in a team like San Antonio or Oklahoma City or even the New York Knicks. Yeah, I think you really have to go ahead and reevaluate because the team, whether it's this current makeup or the previous current makeup, as far as last season or what's coming up this upcoming season, you add LeBron on this team, they're still not winning a championship. I think you have to be really clear in your assessment on that because, again, the team in San Antonio and OKC, even with the adjustments that OKC made, are still better than what the Lakers could field out there, even with LeBron on a 4 million veterans minimum contract. LeBron is still not changing the dynamic for the team this season.
He's not changing it to the point where we become a championship contender, but at that $4 million tag, we're getting better because we're getting a playmaker, someone that can make uh, without having Luca there, right? I mean, again, I don't need to describe what Braun is. We've all seen what Braun did. Again, Braun carried us through an entire playoff playoff series, this last year. But I want to get back to your original question though, Gerald, and then I want to see what's up with some of these people
Because
in the chat.
Spidey's
But
got something because he's got a flight that he's got to attend, but he asked us before he hopped on his flight. So
what do you say?
Uh, he's actually asking, let me go ahead and bring it up here. Checking in on a Qatar Airways flight. I got a question. If the best case scenario for the Lakers happens this upcoming season, best case scenario for the Lakers with this current roster, what does it look like for you?
I mean, best case scenario is winning a championship every single year. But
But
is it
this team,
realistic?
what is the ceiling for this team? I think is what he's asking.
Man, playoffs always come down to matchups. But if you want me to give you an honest answer, I'd say mm, I don't even think we can. Depending on who we play, I don't know if we can get out of the first round with this current roster. Actually, that's kind of disrespectful to say because I haven't seen how Walker Kessler and Luca are gonna play together. Because Walker Kessler is the ideal player to pair next to Luca, and Luca is a generational talent that elevates everybody's game around him. So I say maybe a second round exit.
I would say a second round exit is the ceiling for this team as well. I just think, again, it's going to look good on February when they're outscoring their opponents and one of the best offensive teams in basketball. But the problem is, even with the bargain basement defenders that they got on basically pretty good deals, if either of them pan out in Williams and Thibault, it's still a matchup oriented deal in the playoffs. And are you really going to be able to depend on guys that you paid the veterans minimum that couldn't get a job from any other team onto this roster to be able to guide you through the playoffs through 4 different rounds? When it comes right down to it, this team needs more rim protection, needs more height outside of Walker Kessler. They don't have starting power forward, starting forwards, period, and that's a concern. And then, in a matchup in the playoffs, you have to worry about Luka and Austin Reeves as far as defensively in the backcourt. You could be scoring 50 to 60 points in the playoffs, but also be giving up that many on the other end. That is a great concern as well. So again, I'd say the ceiling for the Lakers for this team is a second round, similar to what we saw uh, this past season.
Yeah, I mean, second round and losing Marcus Smart hurt, losing Rui hurt. Um, what I wanted to say, somebody said something here about Ron Key said second round exit best in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I think that with this current roster
They
and
have to
just with that,
outscore everyone. This team has to outscore everyone that it plays, essentially.
and you know what else we got to do, Joe? We cannot have our margin of error has going to have to be absolutely tiny, like on the especially on the defensive end. And what's crazy is we're really lacking, and we're honestly really small at that guard position at that backcourt. I know we have Luca and AR, but even I guess the second unit would be Colin Sexton and AR or Colin Sexton and Luca. Quentin Grimes is more of a three, but I I think we're small, and our margin of error just gets extremely smaller. Unfortunately, to be honest with you, but like I said, I'm banking a lot on the elevation. And big shout out to I think it was YYC and wish out brother. I think he mentioned people don't really realize how good Luca is, and I agree. Like I don't think a lot of people are realizing that Luca is going to take Walker Kessler's game to another level. Walker Kessler's never played with a player this good. This is going to by far be the best player he's ever played with, and he's going to be directly improving. I mean, we've seen Luka try to drag Aiden as much as possible, and he did. Shit, he got him. He got him another team. Gerald, Aiden was about to be out the league. He is about to be out the league. Luka played with him a little bit. Pause, but you know what I'm saying. Luka showed, hey, you could maybe get a little bit out of him. Got his ass another team. You know what I'm saying? At least kept his career going another year. But now let's see what Luka's going to do with Walker Kessler. And also, Walker Kessler does provide us that rim protection that we needed. Again, it is solely him. Like, ain't no front line. It's just him in the back line, and that's it. But I guess Kevon Looney will come off the bench.
But then Kevon Looney is a good hustler, provides, he sets good screens, cannot finish, cannot
he's
block
gonna
shots.
he's gonna
That's
be another Jackson. He's gonna be another Jackson Hayes. Like he'll
Jackson
have some
Hayes.
like he'll have some like highlight plays every once in a while. He'll have some like good runs, but I think in reality, he won't be a player that we can rely on when it really matters.
Again, I just when it comes to Jackson Hayes, I think that's a different because Jackson Hayes plays a different type of game than Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney sets screens but can't finish as far as in the pick and roll. That's been a problem for him going forward. Plus, at 6'9", he plays below the rim. Good rebounder for what he does, and obviously does a lot of the dirty work and little things. But he does not uh, stop the ball as far as at the rim. He can't. That's just something he does not do. And so after Walker Kessler, you've got a lot of issues there, John.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's gonna be our back line and our only line, to be honest with you. But let's see all this big talk about Matisse Thybulle, Jake LaRavia. What we're gonna have to do is, it's like I said on the first stream that we did a couple of weeks ago, when I said we're gonna have to play a lot of defense on the string. So just as a team defense, great team defense, whether it be zoning teams up, but it's difficult. It's difficult to zone up certain teams because they have such great shooters. But whether it be just zoning teams up or just like I said, playing defense on the absolute string. But the thing is, about playing defense on the string, you can't have one miscommunication. You can't have one player like not get over, or if I mean cannot not be over on help side or something like that. Like everybody's got to be on tip. So yeah, I don't trust that throughout an 82 game season. Right, asking AR Luca, asking a lineup of Luca, AR, Quinn Grimes, Jake LaRavia, and Walker Kessler to not mess up throughout an 82 game season, throughout a 48-minute game. Just the tough, and when your margin of error gets small. Let's see what the
Well,
chat's
again,
saying.
I just think,
Costa.
John, again, this is a team that during the regular season will look pretty good because it's going to be very based in offense, and most of these teams during the regular season they don't play a lot, enough on the defensive side of the ball as much as they do during the playoffs. It's the playoffs that I'm concerned about and how far this team will go with the defensive deficiencies it has. And picking up the slack, Luca asking him to take an even higher level. I'm sure he's capable of it, and I'm sure he's going to have to do it. And I'm sure he'll if he's healthy, can give the Lakers a MVP like season. But how far does that really go if you don't have the supporting cast around you? So again, a lot now relies upon Austin Reeves, who you've paid a lot of money to, and also as well Walker Kessler, who you've also paid a lot of money to and given up a lot of the Lakers draft capital, as Stefan Piscano and I were talking about just before we went on the air, you and I, in regards to the draft capital for the future for the Lakers as well. So you're counting on these guys, these three, to be your three going forward and to pick up the slack for whatever is left in LeBron James.
Yeah. Ruff said Grimes, Thibault, Williams, Kessler. We got defense. I think we have certain players that can play on ball defense, but again, that's not what you need necessarily to be a championship level defensive team. I think you need more than that, and you need depth. And to our first point, Gerald, of like LeBron taking so much money with us every single year, 50 million a year, but then filling a $4 million a year pay cut. It made it rough for us to. Yes, Rob sucks. We all agree with that. No need everybody to tell me that. But again, you got to be less talented of a GM if you just got more money to play with. And if LeBron would have took pay cut, he would have had it. And I say that to say that we could have been deeper because look at the last couple of championships. The Knicks, their hump, in fact, when they fired Tibbs, who was running players in the ground and not running a deep lineup, that's when they went and won a championship. OKC, they're deep. Celtics, they were deep. Nuggets, they were deep. Like we can just keep going down the line. The last couple of champions, right? And they were all deep. They all had multiple players in multiple positions that can play, and that's just something that we don't have, Gerald. So to Ref's point about all those great players we have, like I do think that we have some good like on ball defenders, but we also have real defensive liabilities as well too.
Well, I think you're asking a lot
come.
for Quinn Grimes, for instance. If you start him at small forward, you're asking a guy that's 6'4" to play against taller wings on a every game basis, or to pick up the guy. If you start him at small forward, John, you're asking him to play the other team's best player. And even though he was fair defensively in Philadelphia, he was not at the level that he's going to be able to stop the other team's best player on a consistent basis. Let's just be real on that. And with the guys that you picked up, as far as in Williams and Thibault are nice, Thibault was absolutely terrible and has been terrible in the playoffs. He was absolutely miserable for Portland, which is the reason why he's no longer in Portland in the San Antonio series. But if he gives you anything at $3 million, you can see, same thing with Zaire. Those two guys, if they give you anything at the veterans minimum, then obviously it's a big bonus. But then again, you're relying a lot of your defense on guys that you've paid the veterans minimum to this season, John.
Yeah. Us like asking for us to rely on a Grimes or on a Thibault or whatnot, like that's an issue right there because the thing is with, and I've been saying this for a couple of years, the league is getting to a point, Gerald, where you have to be able to play two sides of the ball. You cannot just be a one-sided menace. And the only player right now that really can do that is Luka Doncic because he's a generational talent on the offensive end, but he's improving on the defensive end. But every single player that was just great on one end, but an absolute liability on the other end has found its way out of the league and in free agency. So I think that, yes, it'll be fun to see Thibault in January maybe locking a player up for one or two possessions, maybe making a difference, winning a game. Love it. But will he be playable on in the playoffs? Will he be playable when we got to swing him the rock? Will he be able to knock down that shot? That's when the question comes around. And then for Grimes as well too. I think he's one of those guys that he's a bucket, but he's just one of the guys that he was getting up a lot of shots on a team. I say the the Devin Bookers of the world. Remember when Devin Booker scored like 83 points or whatever, or was 63 or 71
I think it
and
was
lost the
against
game?
the Celtics, if I may. If
Yeah,
I
and
remember
lost the
correctly.
game. I was like, man, what did y'all celebrate? You lost the game? You scored 71 points and lost the game, and we celebrating this moment? So I say that to say, Gerald, I think that's kind of what Quentin Grimes is on his last couple teams. But again, let's not underestimate the power of Luka Doncic and his elevation in other players. He can elevate a lot of other players. Quentin Grimes is going to get the most open looks he's ever seen playing next to Luka.
But the
AR better
contracts
be
that
playing
you
on another level too.
but the contracts that you gave these guys, the Austins, the Quentin Grimes, the Mamus, more is now expected of them. And Mamu and Quentin Grimes, who've not been consistent starters, the only time Grimes was a real starter was when he was traded from Dallas to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia was in their tanking mode a couple seasons ago. That's when he really got some shine as a starter playing for Philadelphia. But when they went back to their regular rotation, he was back to being a bench guy. Mamu himself, after being waived by San Antonio, got picked up by Toronto and built a nice career there. But as a reserve coming off the bench, you're asking these guys in Mamu and Grimes, you're paying them like you're already counting them to step up. The same thing with Kessler. You're paying him already to be like one of the top 10 centers in the NBA because you're paying him and you gave up assets like he's one of the top 10 centers in the NBA, which he has not been as of yet. But I think he does. I think he will get there. He definitely shows all the signs that he may get there as a top 10 center league, but you're now already putting the cart in front of the horse, John, because you're paying him like he's going to be a top 10 center already, even though he's not one as of yet. And in the case of AR, you're giving him virtually max money. Sorry, Joe, 4 or 5 years, max money is max money. Now, he did take a $5 million pay cut as far as that's concerned. So, as far as that part of it, yeah, that was very generous for him to do that. But when it comes to Austin Reeves, you're now paying him like he needs to be the second best player on your team. And I don't know how far that gets you, John.
Yeah, I mean, the Austin Reeves discussion, we already talked about it, right? Between we were stuck between a rock and a hard place. And me and you both agreed on that perfect analogy. He walks, we're losing an immense amount of talent, we're getting just far worse. But at the same time, we got teams like Detroit that are either bluffing or not bluffing, but saying we're ready to give him max level money. We gotta, you gotta put your money where your mouth is. Drip show, yes sir. That's my baby girl. She just got home cooked, so I was just saying what's up. But that's what AR with Mamu. Look, I think he's going to be our best shooter off the bench. But did we overpay him? Absolutely.
What if you have to put him as your starter?
I mean, I think the starting lineup should be Luka, Austin Reeves, Quentin Grimes. Unfortunately, Jake LaRavia, and then
See, again, that's a problem when you already have to go to an unfortunately, whether it's
for sure.
when it's a Vanderbilt, whether it's a LaRavia, whether it's a Zaire Williams, whether it's a whoever it is you want to put there in your forward positions. That's the problem you're creating for yourself because that again, in all the foresight and all the money that he was flinging out, Rob Pelinka, and that he was overpaying a lot of these players for this summer. He didn't figure out exactly, can I get already proven NBA starting level talent through trades or through free agency? He's got a lot of question marks, and everything has to go right in doing so. And offensively, John, this team looks really good from that aspect. This scoring points should not be a problem. They should be a top 5 offensive team in the league next season. But the problem is, and when it counts for it and when they need it the most, are they defensively up for the challenge?
And And time after time, I think we've seen 3 playoff runs from Austin Reeves prove that not to be them not to be ready for that playoff defense, that playoff competition, that playoff level. And again, offensively, great. I think we're gonna have the best offensive scoring backcourt next year. I mean, shit, I know the Lamelo and Ant are out there, so they might have something to say about that. But shit, we got Luca and AR. If you really know hoop, those are two bucket getters. Those two guys just know how to put the ball in the basket, whether it be through foul baiting, which is a part of the game, whether you like it or not, or just getting to the cup or just getting to their spot. It's we're gonna be an elite score offensive backcourt, but the problem comes on the defensive end. And Game Boy Goat 1994, he said Luca wanted AR. That's all I needed to know. I like that because at the end of the day, you got to take care of your star players. And if Luca wanted AR, if Luca needed AR, then you got to do what it takes to take care of your star players. Should we do that for LeBron James, bringing in his son? So we god dang right should be doing that for Luca if who he want to keep is AR. So I like that point, Game Boy Goat. That's all we needed to know. If Luca wanted AR, and I also believe that AR deserved his money and at least maybe not all of it that he's getting, but I don't want me to say this in a rude way. I hate counting people's pockets, but I just mean I think we're stuck between a rock and a hard place because Detroit was bluffing on giving him that max money.
So with that said, my
Vari,
friend,
is he here? He's here. What's
all
up,
right.
Vari?
Yes, great to have you here. Welcome to America, Vari. Great to have you
Welcome to
here.
America, brother.
But before we end it out, John, again, as Drip Show mentioned, what about this team? What about that team? The Lakers are mentioned in every trade right now. If you're Laker Tom, you come up with like 14 mock trades seemingly every week. I'm trying to find out now if the Laker Holics will be on tomorrow. But do you expect any other major changes to be made? A Kaminga to fly into the Lakers or someone else? Do you expect any other changes to be made with the roster? Because the roster right now is 16 players signed. They have to get rid of one before the start of the season.
Um, I think we end up getting Kaminga. I hope it might happen. Maybe that's me being a little bit optimistic, and I think he could be a good addition to this team. Again, not what takes us from here to championship level, but what definitely improves our roster.
All right. But again, yeah, those trade rumors just will keep flying at us each and every week.
That's the Lakers though, Gerald. Like literally, like I feel like part of me, and that's the only reason why I understand why people say like people that aren't Lakers fans hate Laker fans because I feel like us we keep it real, and all you got to do is look at any of our channels to see how real we keep it. But there is a majority of Laker fans that are just like wildly oblivious to the fact they'll be like, yeah, we're gonna get Giannis. They'll even after Giannis been in Miami, they'll be like, yeah, no, we're still gonna end up getting Giannis. Watch, we're gonna trade Vando and Jake LaRavia, and you end up getting Giannis. And that's what makes a lot of people end up hating Laker fans. But hey, man, you want to find some real Laker fans? Come to the Lakers Fast Break. Come to the Lakers Corner. Check out all of our stuff, man. Hey, Vari, I hope you enjoy the States, man. I told Gerald earlier, I'm gonna be in LA the weekend of the 16th. I don't think you're gonna be there still. And I don't know if you're gonna be there for 2 weeks, but love to see you, brother. That's crazy. What Gerald said it was like a 14-hour flight. How long was that?
Yeah, it's quite a bit. I think it's a 14-hour flight. Is that not correct? Sports Bay, let us know in the comment. But we're almost out of here. But before we go, I did want to mention, yes, Laker Tom did have another Miles Turner trade, and then he capped it off with an Onyeka Okongwu trade, and then he had other trades. And then his latest one pissed off everyone because he's already had Cameron Carr and Adu Thiero traded for Onyeka Okongwu, and that pissed everybody off. But again, he does trade for Miles Turner seemingly by the week. As far as that, but I guess the Laker Holics are coming next week. I just spoke to Jamie, so there's going to be no show Saturday morning. Sorry guys for that, but Before we head on out, John, Lakers Corner is the channel that you do. Please give everybody a heads up on what you do on a regular basis at Lakers Corner.
Yes, please check me out, guys. Lakers Corner. I do 3-minute game recaps during the season. Do a weekly show. We'll do live streams. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that. Man, you can find me there. And then was I going to say Vari? That's crazy. 14 hours is absolutely insane. I did 5 to Hawaii, and I was needed to get off that plane so fast.
To Hawaii, man, I've done that. Never. Go ahead.
I can't, no, Gerald. I can't sit on that plane for that long.
What if you want to? What if your daughter wants to go to Orlando? Then you're real trouble, man.
Then I'm in real trouble, Gerald. Then I'm in real trouble. But yeah, chat. Eric, it's good to see all you guys. Serge, I appreciate you for always showing love, brother. And Gerald, I can't wait till we get back to the season, till we're back on here regularly. Joe, good to see you, brother. Vari, hope you enjoy the States. And Joe, don't kill Vari, all right? Show him a good time in America. Don't misrepresent America, Joe. I bet not get a report from Vari when he get back to the land down under that you misrepresented America, Joe. Come on, Joe.
He probably already has. It's too late. But with that said, it is, of course, John Costa, Lakers Corner. Please go ahead and check him out wherever you get your social media, Lakers Corner right there. And again, if you have any questions for us, you can always put it down below. If you have any questions for John, go ahead and hit him up at Lakers Corner. Or questions on the season upcoming, any changes, any mock trades, or whatever's going on, please let us know right there down below in the comments. I'll try to provide, again, regular shows every now and then here on the channel. Also, catch me in the mornings, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, because there's really nothing going on in the NBA right now. So I'm going to Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for Lakers Latest. And for here, I'm going to try and bring on John. I'm going to try and bring on Joe. We're going to do some shows from time to time. Keep you going for the next few weeks right here as far as NBA observations and, of course, the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Everybody be safe and have yourself a great weekend.